Please don't, in fact, I put you on the spot. In fact, tough. It is what it is. Next slide.
Is there an astronaut in his reflection, in this astronaut's reflection?
Oh, this is the thing, right? Who's taking the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's got the camera down really low. Thanks, Eddie. Let's not drill into it too much, okay? But maybe if this is the end of the world, maybe we're all safe. I don't know. Okay, look, just real quickly, quick run through. Look, just rules. You've all been here. Kiran, have you just joined there? Is that you, Kiran?
Hi, Colin. Nice to meet
G'day,
you.
mate. How are you? Good?
Good. Yeah, I'm
We're just getting into the rules here. Look, so you've been here before, so all good. We're really doubling down on this analyst review. It's just getting better and better and better and better. So if you want to take advantage of that, just scan that QR code or give me a shout after if you haven't already done it. The capital raising is going super well. We've signed potentially a big client today, which is great. And the traction engine in hypergrowth, the pushback everyone is getting is about traction. So if you've got any kind of B2B aspect, B2B is really, our specialism here, B2B SaaS, B2B deep tech, etc. This is designed and will be designed to really, really push that traction. So let me help. We're doing it every day. Let me help. What's wrong with you all? Anyway, sorry. Pitch Club. That's right. Let me stop ranting. Who wants to go first? Kiran, you're on mute.
Yeah, I can go first. No
Okay.
problem.
Excellent.
So do I need to do a proper how much time do I have?
So the rules are you got 3 minutes, up to 3 minutes. We've got plenty of time today, so we've got up to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll get feedback. Mark's coming in a little bit later, but it's Nelly and I today. And anyone else who wants to pile in, then crack on. We've got a smaller group today.
Okay. So can I share my screen as well?
Yes, you can. There you go. Where's my phone?
Hi, everyone.
Hold on a minute, Kieran. Colin, do you want to make me co-host in case you want to let me do the tech in the background?
There you go. Thank you. And you've got 3 minutes. Ready when you are.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kiran Ravikumar, the founder of Energy Fund World. We are on a mission to democratize renewable energy investments. The climate change is real, and the electricity and heat sector contributes around 70% of the total global emissions, carbon emissions. And according to the International Energy Agency, the world needs to invest $4 trillion each year to meet net zero goals by 2050. So we are building a technology platform for tokenizing and fundraising for renewable energy projects and bringing a new pool of investors and capital to the energy industry. Our platform provides real-time tracking of the energy generation asset and provide all the details regarding the project in an intelligent dashboard. We are an asset tokenization platform. We are planning to launch a token for our company, which will be done in the future. Our platform is catering to United Sustainable Development Goals 7, 11, and 13. And here is a small, here is a picture of our interface of the platform. So how we will operate is we operate on a commission-based business model. So on the financing amount of the renewable energy projects, we take 5% commission. And these are all energy generation assets, right? We sell the electricity and the dividends are given back to the investors through the platform. And we take a commission over there for our operation and doing the monitoring of the project. Our aim is to build 1 gigawatt of capacity addition by 2030. And we are on a on track to achieve that goal by starting from Orbital Farms Energy Project, which is a 5 megawatt energy generation project in New Mexico, USA. We are starting our seed round now and trying to get regulatory approval from different regulatory bodies, including FCA. But we are going to start from Virtual Asset Authority of UAE. The unique selling point of our platform is live energy tracking and project governance. What we mean by project governance is all the projects which will be listed in the platform will be vetted by a community of investors. And here is our team. It's myself. I'm a renewable energy engineer. My co-founder Andrew Pices is a lawyer and has worked in Credit Suisse for 30 plus years. He has experience of 30 plus years in legal division. And Abhi Joseph is CFO of our company. We are raising 900K pounds at a valuation of 4.9 million. And most of the money will be used for regulatory approvals as well as for employee benefits. Thank you.
Thanks, Kieran. Appreciate that. Thank you. You were just about 3 minutes 30, but we won't. Where have you gone? There you are. We won't hold that against you, of course. Naili. Hey, Sadiq, how you go? Naili, what do you think?
You want me to go first?
No. Were you here? I think you come in like 10 seconds to go.
I have some comments about the last 2 slides. That was really good.
Naili, you go first, and then we'll come to Sadiq for his last 10 seconds.
I won't comment on the last 2 slides. I'm going to keep that for me. Great. So definitely thanks for the presentation. That was quite interesting to see what you're currently working on. I believe you're kind of still trying to get your flow with presenting. I'm not sure whether you were reading of anything, but at least you had some clarity in terms of the concept. Now, one of the things I wasn't very sure on, and I think maybe needs to be clarified a bit more, is in terms of the product. Mm-hmm. It's not very clear, first of all, from the product developments, what is it that you actually have already in the market, right? Because there was a screenshot of this is what it looks like, but we don't really know, or I couldn't really tell. Are we looking here at mock-ups? Are we looking here at something that's already in production? Or if it's already in production, as you've kind of mentioned when you're talking about the roadmap, there's not a lot of metrics to say, what has your experience been so far? So if you're already having something in the market, even if it's really early stage and still testing it out, it's always interesting to hear what kind of feedback that you are getting from that. So for me, those were the main 2 key points. Actually, another one, again, I love tech, but I'm a bit against jargons. So you had things like blockchains and the likes, but you don't really talk through the benefits of what you're going through and why you are using that. So watch out for that, because again, we get into the world where AI and blockchain, all of those buzzwords are exciting, but people want to go a little bit beyond just that. The only other thing I would say is from the competitor slide. Definitely have a bit of a working around that, because there's been quite a lot of similar ideas when it comes to kind of trading energy. There's a lot of startups that are doing that at the moment. So I didn't really pay too much attention because it was quite short. I definitely wanted to point out in terms of the differentiation and competitors, that's definitely something to dig a little bit deeper on as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the comments. Am I allowed to reply to the?
No, never. Yeah, of course, go for it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I take that I didn't put feedback in it. Of course, I didn't do that because we are still testing out the product internally, and we are talking to energy investors mainly, and I have not they have shown interest in using our product once it's developed, but they have it takes more time to go to the market, so we have not done that, and we are still building the product. And of course, it's based on blockchain because we are trying to fractionalize the investments in energy projects. And as climate change is the main target and the problem we are solving, we are trying to build a community of energy focused investors, and a new pool of funding for energy projects to tap into.
Okay, brilliant, thank you.
Thanks, Kieran.
But even if you still like you said, you're still doing a lot of testing, even if any positive feedback that you get is something to shout about, right? Don't always wait for the perfection until you get, it's out in the market, because what is a launch? Even if it is not already done, if there's anything that you can mention about how people are perceiving your idea, will kind of create that, where people are listening to you. They probably heard a lot of speeches before. Anything that is not something that you said that someone else has said is also something interesting that people tune in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Nelly. Kieran, look, this is an evaluation from your pitch deck. Okay, after you fed it to the sausage machine, or our robot, we should sort of say thank you to the robot, of course. Now look, there's about 10 pages of that in there. Okay, so I'm going to send that to you after in terms of feedback from the pitch deck. Yeah. But from a high level, just from a high level, I guess if I distilled now the business into questions that I now want to drill into about the business as a whole and you, because obviously we've known each other for a long time now, and so on and so on. So the challenges that I see are around adoption, around scalability. It's about your plan, and then the challenge basically to capture, what are we saying, 1,000 megawatts by 2030. It's ambitious, right? It's it's pretty punchy. That's probably the first question that anyone is going to ask you. An investor is going to ask you, maybe even a potential customer as well. The next one is your revenue model. Okay, so we've got glimmers and kind of heartbeat on revenue model, but we're not quite proving it just yet. So let's say, for example, you assign a customer to a long-term project. How can they ensure your financial stability, to make sure that you're still around to help them realize their goals, and so on and so on? So we don't need answers to this just yet, but these are the things that I'd like to drill into you, drill in further down the line. Blockchain stuff, our analysis loves the blockchain stuff, but what about regulatory compliance that's coming? What does that look like? Have you got that covered off? And also team composition as well. You've got diverse expertise within the team. How does that contribute to your understanding of the renewable energy market? So what's the, okay, so you've got Andrew there. He's a great guy doing what he does. You're a great guy doing what you do. How does that now focus and, provide the absolute laser focus on providing me as an investor 100x return on my investment? A little bit there. All right. So remind me to share with you the output from the analysis. Okay. And I know this feedback is less about the pitch and now more about the business, but this is what I want to stress to you all now. This is the crunchy end of certainly the FI program. Now we're talking about business stuff, not necessarily about, bits on slides and does that go over there in your flow. From a pitch perspective, just work on the narrative between the slides. I think to Nelly's point, like there's a story to tell. So tell it as a story instead of going slide 1, now it's slide 2, now it's like, and you've almost got, if you're speaking without notes, that's good. When was the last time you pitched?
Yesterday. Today as well.
All right, fine. Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool. Sadiq, you had some notes on the final 2 slides.
I'm sorry, I came in very late. I apologize. I like the team slide. That was really good. It shows like you have a solid team. Everyone knows what they're doing. You put the backgrounds. That was really good. I hope everyone really kind of does that. Really great. The last slide was really good on the investment side. You kind of exactly how much you want. But there's 2 things on that graph. I saw that you put others 112,000 pounds, and then Others for investors means I'm at a party.
Yeah, it's regulatory as you know, to get to the regulatory approvals in multiple jurisdiction. In the UK itself, it costs around £40,000 to get the approval. And
just put legal or put regulatory, identify the others, right? And then you have a lot of employee benefits. I don't know if most of your expenses are going to go employee benefits. What is employee benefits? Are you giving them like health insurance? Is it like travel? Is it like fun party? Like just putting the team together? Just identify that maybe a little bit more. I don't know if I see the term, what you want to take that, the term sheet or how you want to build that investment, if you want to include that in there or not. But other than that, I didn't attend it. I think you're solving a good problem because there's blockchain in it. I don't know where blockchain is going in the future, but great stuff. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Awesome.
I have a couple of points if I can.
Michael, come on.
Yeah, so I've been through the ringer with my presentation a number of times, and I think like, yeah, yeah, I'll go next happily.
Oh, okay.
I think there's just a few of the slides where you had text and you had sort of bolded stuff. You could almost just make it so it's just that bolded thing and then speak the rest of it, because it is like a lot of text and it takes up space and makes people read. So if you're going to say it anyway, just have that bold point so they can look at it and then you say the rest. It will free up space. It will feel really nice. As somebody who's done a lot of work in blockchain and pivoted away from it because of the difficulties of it, that is a thing to think about, and whether or not like it needs to be solved on blockchain.
Yeah.
And as well, if you're doing that, think about getting funding from blockchain stuff, because there's a lot of investment in blockchain solutions, especially depending on what blockchain you're going to go on. You could go directly there and it might just be an easier route for you. But if you do that, you have to include a lot more detail about what blockchain, what assets you're going to be using, because that's where those questions come out. So yeah, but on the whole, I quite like it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Great contribution. Thank you. Okay, so after that, I'm not going to make you go next, Michael, because that seems almost punitive. Olivia.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Share my screen. So I've recently changed my business name. So apologies if I say the wrong name.
Jumbo, love it.
Yeah, Jumble.
Why did you change it?
I had an opposition to my trademark.
Oops. Okay. I like Jumbo.
Yeah, disaster.
Was this Swoop Finance, the other one? Or
no,
was it the opposition?
It was a company based in Denmark that sells secondhand technology.
Okay, yeah, because I recently saw another Swoop, and I was like, oh no, the Swoops.
The Swoop Finance. So yeah, Jumble.
I actually really like that.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I take it the rest of the deck is pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right,
I'm going to set my timer because I'm not used to doing a 3-minute and I don't want to ramble on.
Let's hope this isn't a jumble. Ready? Sorry.
Oh, God.
Ready when you are.
Okay. So let me introduce you to Jumble, the tool that makes fashion resale easy. Think of the last time you tried to sell something online. Maybe you felt overwhelmed with the listing process. Although the resale market is growing 9 times faster than wider retail, there are still massive inefficiencies when buying and selling. So we're not trying to be another resale platform. Instead, we're building an additional tool for secondhand fashion lovers that uses computer vision to enable the instant listing and discovery of pre-loved goods across the web. To sell an item, just take a photo and we'll use market data to give you a resale value, and then we'll write a listing you can post across the web. If you want to shop a product, just take a photo and we'll find you the same item or a similar alternative being sold on resale platforms. There are currently 23 million secondhand shoppers within the UK alone, but we've decided initially just to target Generation Z. Within 3 years, we can onboard 270,000 active users and generate just over 18 million revenue. We understand this isn't going to be an easy feat, and we plan to build this user base year on year, starting with 30,000 in year 1. We'll be operating a freemium model. We have our free shopper plan for our everyday consumer, our reseller light plan for our casual resellers, and our pro plan for our more serious resellers who are shifting large volumes. During year one, we'll generate revenue of just over 770k at about a £6.40 cost per acquisition. This is our current MVP, which we're going to be releasing to the public on the 1st of March. We already have a waiting list of over 4,000. However, within 6 months, we're going to turn this into 10,000 active users, generating just over 83k in revenue. Our go-to-market strategy is going to rely heavily on building a strong community of resellers. We're already doing this on our TikTok account, and here you can see some amazing feedback we've been getting so far. We're also going to be running ambassador programs to increase our word of mouth referrals. We're going to be working with one of the UK's top app marketing companies, Favoured, and for launch, we'll be integrating with all the big resale platforms from the get-go. So when looking at why we're unique within the market, it's important to look at why the 3 core benefits we provide our users. First of all, we're the only tool that allows them to find secondhand fashion from an image, the only tool that gives them resale price insights and writes listings specifically for secondhand fashion. So I'm Olivia, the founder of Swoop, and I have experience working in the fashion industry. Supporting me, I have an amazing team who's getting our product ready for market. We're currently raising 500k in order to take this product to market, and it will allow us to generate our 18 mil revenue target within 3 years. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Just on time.
I'm always sometimes disappointed when people come right in on 3 minutes, like
It's only because I have more time
It's
there.
almost not fair because there's no way I'd do it. I kind of ramble on, as you all know. Look, good job, really good job, really interesting. I love the wait list. I love the articulation of the value proposition. I did kind of promise to myself today that I was going to start drilling into the go-to-market and the use of funds slides, and start to really kind of, go, right, marketing. That slide, I think, was up for about 3.6 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's only a 3-minute pitch, right? But, ultimately, if you're asking me for 300,000 of my children's inheritance, then I'm gonna want to know what you're using it for, right? And marketing is a broad brush. We're going to need to really drill into that, and not so much have piece by bit by bit by bit, but really be as close as possible, with a view to be respectful of the risk the investor's taking in you. I'm going to ask a question here, Sadiq. When you've been positioning to investors just recently, are they drilling into, okay, Sadiq, are you just going to be buying beautiful James Bond style roll necks, like roll neck jumpers here, or are you actually going to be, spending my money responsibly?
That's a very good question. I think they're worried about where their money's going to go and how are they going to get their money back, and how fast they're going to get their money back. When you talk to investors, they just want to make sure they get their ROI, return of investment, and as fast as possible, and what's the time frame. So importantly, for like in our business, we make money by shipping medical devices to patients. So we want to let them know, hey, we're going to purchase devices and purchase it there versus using it on buying a car, which I just recently did, but for my own money, from profit.
Okay, all right. Nayli, over to you. Thanks.
I really like the presentation, and actually don't have much to say about about everything that you said. I wanted to point out a few things that I've noticed that I felt not many people use, and that was also quite nice. The first one that stood out for me was the video, the GIF on the picture that looks like we're watching a quick demo. So I think that's a really nice way of showing different features, and I think I do remember that this is something that came up, I think, at Founder Institute at a pitch, and it took you just a week or 2 weeks to actually have that on your pitch deck. So that's great. And I also like the improvements compared to last time I heard your pitch on the go-to-market strategy. as Colin said, there's still a bit more work to do on that, but at least this time round, you went a little bit more in details on what are your first steps to actually go and start using the community and all of those kind of things. So I really wanted to highlight those few points because I felt like it's quite an improvement from the last time I heard you pitch, which I think was last week or the week before.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Nelly. So my concern also is competition. I think I've said it all along. You've got lots and lots and lots of, okay, I'm just going to say second-hand clothing apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, the devil's in the detail there, isn't it? You know, so is that just what you're doing? Well, no, absolutely. So now we've got to try and, fight and scrabble for position, and for territory, and then get the elbows out to try and protect the territory with marketing, with outreach, with all the kind of things that you've alluded to. So I think now, as again, most of you guys are coming to the end of the program, I think now it's almost like Dragon's Den, right? So those sessions you see on the TV and Shark Tank, etc., they're not 3, 4, 5 minute pitches. They're in there for an hour and a half. So all you're seeing is the edit. So what I think it would be quite interesting for all of you to do is really get into it for an hour and start practicing these kind of responses under pressure, in an hour session. So when, say, for example, you're throwing hooks in the sea and you get the shark on the end of the line, and you start pulling it in the boat, it's going to start asking some pretty tough questions of you. Yeah. Now, you don't want it thrashing around, biting your legs off. You want to be able to either, process it or chuck it back in the sea. Why am I going down this analogy? It's awful. Sorry. Anyway, look, but ultimately, it's a far deeper, not so much interrogation, but an opportunity to relationship build, etc. So what I'm trying to stress here is that, just like Dragon's Den, Shark Tank, what we're seeing is just the top veneer. Yeah, what we don't see is all the deep questions. So I think, for all of you guys, maybe having an understanding of the answers to the deep questions, that's where personally I'd like to go next, on the journey with you. Sadiq, anything else to add from there?
I want to say how impressive the designs were. I love the new name, Jumble. It's really cool. It's kind of a mix. I get a mixed feeling from it. I don't know where to go. Is it actually a clothing? So you can't really identify what the business is by the name. But you know what? Most big businesses you can't. Like, what is Nike, right? But the name is really attractive. It's attention. I like the logo, even kind of like simple and yet very. I like the market strategy. It was really great. I think I like after you presented, here's where I'm going to spend my money. You put the roadmap. I don't know if the roadmap should go before or after, because you're looking at projection roadmap, right? This is the future roadmap versus historical. So that maybe makes sense. I like that there. Really want to say how impressive you are. The timing, you really executed on every single slide before the time was done. So that shows that you've really been putting the hours and practice in. And we could see it. I remember seeing the old presentation and seeing it now, and I'm seeing like that progress trajectory, just like a business wants to see themselves. That's how your performance is on coming to here, practicing with us, getting the feedback, and actually working on it. So overall, love everything about I have no bad things to say beside keep going and get your business to do the same thing that you did today with the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sadiq. Anyone else wants to add anything?
I have a comment for Olivia. Good pitch. I like the designs. It's amazing. And I would like to, I would like to see a bit more sustainability related terms and maybe SDGs you can market on, and investors will really like that angle. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's a good point. Right. Okay. Well done, Olivia. Great job. Send us your pitch deck, your new pitch deck, put it through the sausage machine. We'll give the AI feedback for you. And then create like a top 10 list of almost like FAQ investor questions. We'll do that for you, no problem. And Eddie, do you fancy going next?
Yeah, can do. Let me just get the deck up. Usually a bit faster with this, but it'll be slower on that things.
Look at that, we're actually going to fit everyone in today. Wow. It's my fault. I didn't press all the marketing buttons. So I've been, oops.
Again, just like to say, Olivia, that's been a while since I've seen that one, and I really like that where it's gone. Like with a lot of it, it looks really good now.
Thank you.
It was good before. It's fantastic now.
Thanks.
Just whilst Eddie gets ready there, I'm just looking around trying to Google Jumble just to be a pain about it.
There is one, Jumble Store.
Yeah, Jumble Store. What's that? It's Jumble.
I think it's like a board game, but it's not trademarked.
I can't believe that no one's played around with Jumble as in Jumble Cell.
Touch wood. Don't jinx it.
Eddie, right? Okay, we've got 3 minutes. Ready when you are.
So just preface, I have a pitch tomorrow for an accelerator in Manchester, so that's what we're preparing for.
Good stuff.
So, hey, I'm the founder and CEO of Mutuals. We're on a mission to end loneliness. Me and Feet. We think everyone can find their people. This is how we're going to do it. I moved to Manchester a few years ago, 3 years ago now, during the pandemic. It was an online degree followed by remote work. It's hard to meet people if you're not bumping into them in person. You're going to struggle to find those meaningful connections. We're all busy professionals, and I think a lot of people experience this as an adult. When you don't have school, not a lot of options. So what we're going to do is replace the existing event platforms with our AI curated gatherings and try to reduce this 49% loneliness number down to something more reasonable. It's a simple process where you talk to an AI chatbot. It's going to get to know you. It's going to ask you lots of personal questions, and more personal the more you answer them, and generate a profile. This profile will match you with people the next time you're free. So we've got one happening today, had them last week. We've launched them now, and we'll match together a group of 6 people who we think will get on. And after the fact, we ask for feedback and improve the algorithm. So these people are going to be sort of a lot of new to cities, new to a place, new to a job, new to a environment. But there's also people who are just seeking new friends because they've, got tired of the ones they've got. And they go to our curated gatherings where we sort of match them with people. After a while, they get enough friends in their own minds, and they probably won't want to go to these random events, but they get matched into our premium like-minded gatherings where we understand interconnection between everyone. We know what people like and what they don't like, and we have a lot of data on them to know that they're good people. Some people are going to struggle with the social skills, and we don't want to leave anyone behind. So we provide sort of a premium service to them as well to help them get better feedback on the meetings they're going to and actually make friends. It's a massive market, and we just want to normalize an evening spent with strangers in the same way that the dating apps have normalized meeting someone you barely know for a date. Our SOM is 54 million. That's 10% of the 20s to 30s in big cities if everyone's paying £5 a month. And we think we could get more than that. Here's the competitors, basically rooms full of random people, big event platforms, no curation, no experience. You have to choose a bit unsure, or like swiping apps where it's like, I'm going to choose people to be friends with based on a list of pictures and a list of characteristics. None of it's good. You want to be in person. You just want to go for a drink and actually meet someone. So that's what we're going to do. We're moving from these big events where we've built our 3,000 person community with 100+ people to smaller events, which we've launched in Manchester, and we're looking at Liverpool and Sheffield to launch after we've got the model working. Starting with young professionals, and then in the new academic year, we're going to launch with students because we think they've got a lot of time on their hands and they're going to be good. And they will quickly become young professionals once they graduate and they become our key demographic. The model works with a freemium subscription, so we will charge people nothing at first, and then to join our bigger events and the premium stuff, and eventually maybe entry-level stuff, unless you get an endorsement or a promotion you have to pay for. And we can also charge the bars and get money back on those. And communities like gyms and yoga studios will want to work charging to organize and connect their network. This is the team, AI powerhouse with startup experience, published researchers, and ML industry experience. We're looking to raise 250K for 18 months runway, and we're going to spend that on hiring, marketing, and getting the word out there. Thanks.
Good job, Eddie. Good job. Excellent. I think that was much better than last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
much
less nervous. I didn't. My voice didn't shake this time.
No, you were really solid. I think I did say that you were a bit nervy last week, and completely understood.
Yeah.
As you now know, you're amongst friends now. Naily, what do you think?
Interestingly, I actually preferred last week.
Ooh.
I mean, in terms of the voice and the steadiness, I feel this week definitely much more confident. But one thing that's been lost for me was the storytelling.
Yep.
Because last week, I remember even the first sentence, I was like, ooh, that's going to be something interesting. And then when you talked about your how you started, social awkwardness and all of that, and I felt that you also brought the stories when you were even looking at competitors. So if we can keep today's confidence, but then bring back some of the storytelling and slowing down a little bit more, then I think you'll have it. But definitely, I think this confidence does show a lot more. In addition to that, I think I've already talked a lot about the product last time. A couple of things I probably didn't mention last time. You've mentioned the premium product aspect of things, which I think I understand it better now. So for example, if someone doesn't feel comfortable even in small groups, trying to look for friends, you're planning on helping them. Now, what is not very clear here when I was looking at the presentation is that an add-on, that service, or is it going to be part of the app, right? So how are you structuring that as a product and a service? And I guess that will lead on to the business model slide that you've mentioned as well, because also it's going to start as a freemium, but even if it's a freemium, are you going to keep that, all of that other premium stuff? How is that going to work? And also, I watch out saying that you charge bars, especially to begin with, because I used to organize a lot of events, especially on meetups and so many other random things. And trying to charge a bar for something that they know that they can actually get money from because other people are already doing similar things can be difficult. So if this is an area you are going with, then definitely spend a little bit more time of understanding and communicating what is the hook and what is the reason why a bar will really look at your idea and says, yes, this is definitely worth paying for, even if I'm not paying for things that are similar.
Yeah, so I think I was rushing a bit then. On the premium, I'll add premium to this bit here so you can see that it is premium. It's obvious, it's sort of revenue generating. The green is meant to imply that I'm earning money off that, but that is a paid service. That I think people only take feedback on how to be better socializers if they're paying for it. If I just started sending people saying no one likes you, do this better, it's not going to come across very nicely unless they've said I want help. On the payments, the pitches, because it's a Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, the bars are dead and they are willing and interested in getting more people in. Obviously on like a Friday, Thursday, even Saturday, they're not going to pay us, but I think I can make that more clear in my pitch.
Good stuff. Sadiq.
Yes, how you doing? So today I was like, I wanted to experiment because I saw the pitch, really impressed actually by the design. I like how you did it. So this time I said, I'm going to try to do something different. There's 3 ways you could really listen to in a pitch: is the voice, the tone, the facial expression, and then the content itself. So I said, I'm going to move the slide out of and I'm just going to look at you. And I did that for a little bit. And then I said, actually, I'm going to take you out of the picture. I'm going to listen to the tone and the vocality in that. So so my comment is going to be just on the tone and vocality.
Right.
So yeah, I know it's a really different way of looking at things now. So I noticed that it was seeming like a monotone throughout the pitch. I did hear your voice. Vocals were like a little nervous, even though you were speaking right. You do sound confident, so you know what you're talking about. That was a good thing. You know your slides, so you kind of like you know exactly what you're going to do. I didn't see the pacing. If you actually something that something that Colin always says, like if you can introduce your next slide. I didn't hear that. I don't know if you did
The
that.
hooks and stuff and sort of.
That would be really good, I think. But one thing is the tonality. I think if you can, so just like a story has some peaks, has some lows, has some ups, has some downs. With your story, or slides. Present, here's my highs, here's my downs, here's my normal. Whenever you hit the highs, change your tonality, change your facial, change your emotion. Get your emotion into it and hit it hard and hit it where it hurts and let them know how amazing this is, right? This is your passion. This is your company. This is what you're building. Let everyone know that. Let everyone feel that. How do you do that? Tonality, expression,
Nice.
words. That's your weapon. Your weapon is words. And if you can, so I'm sorry, I just kind of like did that today. I was like, let me change this because I know Eddie and I saw your presentation. If you work on that just a tiny bit, I think tomorrow you'll do really great. One thing I would also do, try to go in there, think of them like they're all, everyone in front of you is, there's different ways to think about this, but
I
think
know where you're
about
going with that. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't say anything.
No, you
This
didn't
is
say it, but you
PG-13.
know.
No, but think about your because that's going to make you more nervous. If you're doing this on the camera, you're going to be more nervous there. But if you
Like
practice
almost imagine
today,
I'm offering them the opportunity to work with me type of vibe.
Thank
like,
you.
Thank you.
That's what I was just about. Exactly that.
Mhm.
You're doing us a
There you go.
favor right now by offering us the chance to come along on your journey,
Mhm.
which you're going on, by the way, regardless of if we want to get on. So if
Mhm.
you want to get on this little spaceship, fantastic, come along. If not, then there's a seat for you right now. And if you don't want that, then fine, don't worry. There's another one of you along in a minute. It's a
Mhm.
psychological shift that I've used, and Stig, we've talked about this plenty of times. It's a psychological shift you're using sales, using persuasion techniques in NLP, not NLP as in natural language processing, neuro-linguistic programming, in terms of almost like a FOMO kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we use it in salespeople, especially in terms of if you believe in what you're doing, you owe it to the person to talk to them about it. You're doing them a favor because they didn't know about it. Yeah. And so Sadiq's point about tonality as well. I'm a bit concerned because the first time we met, he was pitching to me. Were you? Oh my God, you were imagining me with no clothes on. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Okay.
I just want, I didn't say that. This is recorded.
It was the implications.
That's all right. I had a good time. Eddie, good luck tomorrow, mate.
you.
If you need any help at all, then please let us know. The notes I've got now, like I said, a bit more about we've got your deck, we've done the analysis. I can happily share that with you after the call. But our machines and analysts have come back around market readiness and adoption, scalability, venue dependency, questions around AI performance and user experience. As we said earlier, monetization and revenue strategy, and also execution strategy in new markets. So, I think we spoke about earlier, what's the Ray Kroc model for your business? How do we get it perfect in every single location? Get the almost like the map, get the book in place, and then put it into other places. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like this go to market slide is obviously is saying stuff, but it's also saying nothing, and that it almost feels like I need to replace it with okay, these are the ways we're going to get our growth out there. We're putting posters in all the local bars. We're going to smash out social media posts. We're going to test out adverts. We're going to work with local communities and bars and put out content around what's happening in those.
Yeah.
We're going to encourage referrals with our sort of internal loyalty scheme, those sort of things.
Good stuff, mate. Great job. Well done. We're gonna, because Michael missed out last week, gonna get to Michael, and then we're gonna squeeze Katie in at the last, but no means least, of course. Michael, you there? You ready?
Yeah. Can I just have a quick point for it? A great market segment, if you haven't thought about it as well, of young professionals who are also incredibly lonely people, are like the gaming community that are also, they look for, like, they create their small communities amongst themselves and things like that. Might be a thing to look at, because when you look at the whole getting bars to pay, you can have party games where you get deals off of that type of thing. That's just my perspective from, like, I'm very active in that community, and there's a lot of that sort of stuff, but nobody does it really properly.
I guess the thing is, do gaming people want to be in person? Because that's all our vibe is in person. Maybe they're online. I don't know.
Another really lonely place is being a business coach, isn't it, Nelly? Oh, jeez. Anyway, oh, sorry. Michael,
Okay,
quick,
let me
quick,
get
quick.
this up. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, I've got to do the magical attempts to hide any bars that
What is
Zoom
it with
creates on my.
what, how come?
I've
Nobody else either. It's weird.
Okay, I've got to put a timer on as well because this pitch is wildly varied in the length of time that I've pitched it. So I'll try and keep it to 3.
Oh, go for it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Lynn, and I'm the CEO and founder of Creds. Creds is a two-sided marketplace servicing the music industry and content creators, where the music industry supplies licenses for content creators to use in their content, and content creators supply viral opportunities to launch new music. So in the music industry, specifically, they look at expanding their audience and monetizing their music, but a key point that they look at is maintaining control over their music rights. And for content creators, they're looking to improve the quality of their videos, engage audiences, but also generate new revenue sources. And we feel like releasing new music via that is an excellent way for them to do that. So what is the problem that underpins a solution like this not existing right now? Now, as someone who has a lot of experience in content creation, I can guide you through the process of finding music. So you find a track that you like, and then you have to find all of the various people that might have the rights to that. And you sometimes think, it's one artist, I'll just text them or something. But it can be 8 different people, and then you have to email them or submit a form that you never get a response to. And then maybe sometimes if you're lucky and get a response, it's 2 different people who all have different views as to how you can use their music and at what price. And that ends up just not working for digital content, which leads to limited methods of exposure for independent artists and artists in general. So how are we going to repair that and Creds and give this a platform again? So we're going to bring all those stakeholders onto one platform where we can collect data about how they'd like their track to be used, at what price, on what platforms, and what type of content, and compare that directly with how a content creator would like to use a track and what audience they have, so we can make sure that they have a great pairing. So the market opportunity here is huge because it scales out into traditional media, but specifically we're looking at solving it for digital content originally. And in terms of users on the content creator side, there are over 3 million creators on YouTube and Twitch alone with over 10,000 subscribers. That means they're a micro-influencer and generate revenue from sponsored content. And for independent artists, there's a growing amount of independent artists looking to get their music out there, but don't really have the strategy to do so. As well, publishers and labels are looking for alternative ways to gain exposure for their music. So competition, where we stand, there are quite a few libraries out there at the moment trying to solve this process in varying degrees of success. But what we're looking to do is have that paid exposure, which will differentiate us. It'll allow us to engage with artists and content creators more thoroughly and really carve out and create a licensing process that works. So our business model, it's a free platform, so we can get the catalogs on board easily and also get the content creators on board without a huge need for payment. Our premium products is where we're going to be making most of our money via the access to the music launchpad, which is that viral exposure element, and the music content matching that we'll do via AI. Our subscription revenues are as follows, but I'll skip over this for the sake of time. Our go-to-market is going to be focusing predominantly on B2B, talking to management groups that service large amounts of content creators, as well as labels and publishers to gain larger catalogs. Our team has got experience in content creation, the gaming industry, and we have a CTO with over 25 years experience bringing products to market. And we have advisors from the music industry who are ex-Universal executives to help us along and gain us connections. So our roadmap, we're looking for £725,000 to speed along our bootstrapping effort right now to get us to our phase 1 launch. And within 12 months, we'll get to our phase 2 launch, which will generate revenue and give us 4 months of runway to hopefully pull in a seed round and scale and expand the business. Our allocation of investment is as follows, and the predominant amount is in development with 4 senior developers on board. Notably, our technology costs are quite low because we are with the Microsoft for Startups initiative. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to get in contact. Thank you very much. I know that was about 4 minutes. So.
16 minutes, Michael. Congratulations. ever. Look, good job. Interesting. Look, I've heard your pitch 1,000 times, so thank you. You know, always honored. Now just kind of drilling into some of the business differentiation. You know, who else is doing it? You know, what's the you know, crucial key points? Because if you're saying that no one else is doing it, well, are they not? I'd like to see a bit more validation there. In terms of scalability, should you hit those beautiful targets, are you scalable? Does the infrastructure scale, you know, to cope? You know, have you factored that into your cost models and all kind of things like that? I'm sure you have. Market adoption and behavior change resistance. Yeah, so the music industry is well known for being boring as hell and resisting change. You know, think Napster, you know, think sharing, think Spotify, and now Spotify is the incumbent. You know, how do you change behavior? How do you do all that? So that might be something that, you know, comes up as an objection. In terms of track record, personally, I like the fact that you've got, you know, some good advisors in there. Our AI, for some reason, doesn't like it. But not necessarily about the lack of skill, it's the lack of experience in startups applying that skill. Yeah. So because working at Universal is different to working in a startup, you know, and hustling like we all do every single day to try and get what we want. So that's what I'd be maybe asking if I was to invest. So we can double down on that and give you some more feedback in there. Dr. Bazanti, is there a doctor in the house? Some feedback from Michael? You've seen Michael 1,000 times now.
About 3 times, and actually every time I see him, actually I see an improvement. I really love the slides already. I love the outcome. I'm not in the music industry, that's not my but I kind of get it right away, because you simplify the problem, the solution, and the market, and how is that going to impact everyone. I also like your graph on I've never seen it like that, and in terms of here's what we're going to, you know, use the funds, which is really good. It makes people that are visuals could see it different versus a donut kind of graph. I really like it. I think it's really good. I think you're ready to launch. If you haven't launched yet, I didn't see the launch activity, you know, more on that side, but I think that's where you should be going for the business. You're ready, and I hope you get that, you know, is it 500,000?
725,000, but we're working towards our launch at the moment, which we hope to do around about sort of like end of March, April-ish, to like a very initial launch to the music industry. So hopefully that goes well.
Michael, can I just ask about that traction? Sorry, Sadiq. Can I ask, not the traction, the use of funds and the 725? I didn't see any figures. So is that 725 lasting until your next round, which looks something like 38 months?
16.
Is it 16? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it, but it didn't come across really super clear in the slide, but maybe I'm wrong. Naily, do you mind if we skip on to Katie? Otherwise we'll end up having everyone. Katie, you ready?
It's okay. I don't mind not going today, Colin.
No, you're going. You will never leave anyone behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been working on updates to my deck around the business model and the offering, which I'd like feedback on.
Okay.
But I'm concerned that because I'm trying to cram too much in, my pitch is getting a bit messy. So they're my concerns.
Have you got your book at hand?
I have, yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, good. I'll start now. 10 years ago, I struggled with weight, and fed up with diets that didn't work, I taught myself mindful eating, and I lost 85 pounds. I wrote this book about my weight loss story, and then I created the Eatable method. I'd like to share Eatable with you. This could change how you eat. So what's the problem? Most people who want to lose weight turn to diets, and diets change what you eat. And as we know, diets don't work because they focus on the what and not the how of eating. We understand how people eat. Over 2/3 of people we surveyed eat too quickly, and 78% overeat at every meal. So what's the solution? Eatable is a simple app that changes how you eat. We focus on the eating, not on the food, and teach you to slow your eating and as a result, lose weight. The app lets you learn your eating style, set your goals, learn the method, and develop your daily practice. And users check in each day to get their mindset right and embed behavior change. In addition to the core app, we will increase customer lifetime value by offering add-on services and in-app purchases and outside of the app. We've already tested the Eatable method through online courses, and even without an app, our early adopters really love Eatable and they're losing weight. These real users all have very different wants and needs from a weight loss program, and Eatable is the only method that serves them all. Most solutions in this space focus on changing what you eat. They're the diets that fail. And while the likes of Noom and Weight Watchers are pivoting to sell weight loss injections, fasting apps are on the rise and are quite popular. But while other people are focused on changing what you eat and when you eat, no one's changing how you eat. Eatable competes in the growing weight loss space. Our SAM is £2 billion, defined as US and UK men and women with weight to lose who previously tried diets and failed and are looking for a mindful non-diet solution. Our SOM year 3 is £19 million. After a habit-forming 7-day free trial, Eatable operates a low-cost subscription model that's annual or monthly, and with add-ons including tools, deep dive resources, slow eating hypnosis, and weekly online eat-ins, customer lifetime value can top £200. To help millions of customers, we'll focus first on converting our existing audience and then focus on content marketing across channels to lower our cost of acquisition. My weight loss success and the fact that I've written a popular weight loss book aren't the only reasons I'm the right person to shake up this space. My co-founder and I have years of experience in tech, and we're supported by high-profile advisors and are building out our advisory board. Our MVP iOS app is almost ready, and once it's in the hands of users, we'll be seeking £500,000 pre-seed to help us develop our share of voice and iterate fast. Want to join me in disrupting diets? Be part of the Eatable story. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. That's probably about 4 minutes. Okay, so which bits did you experiment with?
The business model.
Okay.
So I'm trying to extend lifetime value over just the basic subscription. Okay. And this second rather crappy slide on what else. So I'm not really happy with the slide design, but I'm trying to show that we have a subscription model for the app. People pay monthly or annually, plus a whole bunch of add-on features.
All right, gotcha. Okay. Naily, is there anything else we can add to Katie? I'm sure there is.
Well, first of all, I'm glad she added these couple of things, the product and even the mention on the go-to-market. I noticed you changed it slightly to feature the book, and you talked about the community more this time around than last speech. And this is something that I definitely love, because it's really showing, as I mentioned last time, it's really bringing with you the thing that you've already done. I think the product slide, I quite like it, to be honest. Seeing it this way, understanding it a lot better than on the other slide where you had the different steps. The only thing that could be tweaked, which, as you said, this is still work in progress anyway, are the graphics on that slide. I think if you can change some of those graphics and even get some inspiration from Olivia's graphics when she was showing her app, that could just add that little pizzazz that you want on that slide. But again, it's not, that's like not meant to show absolutely everything that you have, but I feel like you've talked it through and you showed the different parts that helps people to kind of conceptualize where does the book fits in. You've mentioned some coaching and that you had that as well on the product. So I think that kind of helps visualize that as well.
Okay.
Thanks, Stanley. Sadiq?
I don't have too much to add. I think Katie did a wonderful job. I love the losing weight. I love that she shows like, here's my experience, here's what I did, showing confident. I think you want to like put more emphasis on the start in that. But really great slides, really great product. I think also from the product side, you have it. The idea is here, how to take it from here to show the world in a very simple way. I think that's what the challenges you're facing. But if you can get that done, hey, not only are we monthly subscription, but we can also add feature 1, 2, 3, 4 that will add X amount of revenue. And that's how we're going to monetize on it. And then, putting that monetization way, find a way how to do that on the graphic side, I think was really good. But love the investment, love the slides, love the growth. Yeah, I think it's a really good differentiator on how you eat, not what you eat, so that's a good one. Kind of like how you eat, kind of like
Sadiq, just out of interest, in terms of all the crazy stuff in America, in terms of like healthcare, basically.
Obesity, number one in the world. Obesity.
Yeah, right.
We're
Exactly.
the fattest population.
We're second. I think we're probably, all the Aussies are, something like that. But anyway, it's close, right? In terms of the doctors making referrals to people's private health insurance and all the rubbish that goes through in terms of charge, we know that, right? In terms of all the chargebacks and all that kind of stuff. Surely there's room for mindful eating in referrals from doctors to basically make it a free of charge thing for the people who are, so they don't have to pay for it. It comes out of their health insurance.
Yeah, I didn't see that she put it in the marketing where her marketing strategy is.
Not. This is UK based. But
and
why can we not do it in US?
Colin, actually, you bring in a really important point. So patients that have, let's just say BMI, body mass index of 35 or above, okay, or even 30, because obesity starts at 30, overweight is 25 to 30, obesity is 30 to 35, and then morbid obesity comes a little bit higher. Those who are obesity or morbid obesity say, hey, we tried everything. We tried diet and exercise and you have failed. We've tried even medications, and there's certain medications they were prescribed and you still haven't got to that, or the side effect is too high because you get like anxious, you get this, you get active, and there's some medication side effects that's not good. Then the doctor say, hey, here's my third like stepwise approach of managing this obesity would be, I want to send you to this program, to how you eat. Let's change your behavior. And if we can able to change your behavior, then we're going to be able to like lower this. And the behavior therapy would be sign up with this program. And then the insurances will reimburse for this. And the insurances say, if we're able to lower the obesity, we're able to lower complication of heart failure, diabetes, all the other chronic conditions that causes a high cost in healthcare, right? And the obesity, right? And it's all about behavior. Don't stop at McDonald's. Don't stop at Burger King. Go make that, go get an air fryer and put a salmon in there with a little bit of salad on the side, and then how you eat that, right? Not what you eat, but how, like, so whatever it is that your book is doing.
So, I think, so what's the route to market in the UK is a very painful process through the NHS, which I want to stay away from. But
struggling with Colin on that one.
Internationally, is it easier? In the US, is it easier to work through health insurers?
Absolutely. So the health insurances will cover these. So the way to work with this is two different methods, I think. One is to get the insurance to say, yes, we approve that this is modality of treatment would help. They usually like to see studies done, of course. So even not studies related to what you're doing, but rather studies on how behavior of how people eat lowers the body mass index, which eventually lowers their complication, which eventually lowers their healthcare cost. If you can tie that together in a research and anything, and then you put that together in front of the insurance companies and say, hey, here's what this study been able to do. We want to have this implemented. We want to get this covered by the insurance. And then there's something called in-network and out-of-network. So every insurance is contracted with certain people that are in-network. And if you can become in-network, then all the providers will be able to refer patients to you, and then you'll be just And insurances, they're guaranteed to pay. Like you're not going to miss out on payment. You're not going to have like account receivables. I don't know. It's just a whole different market. Happy to dive
Yeah.
into it.
I was just about to say, look, you know, we're currently prodding NHS bears over here for something slightly different, Katie, and it's just, you know, painful. I'm just wondering, Alex in New York City, if he's connected enough to be interested enough to Katie, we'll think on that.
Okay.
Alex runs a VC, and he's exited many things. So we'll have a chat.
Yeah, I was in New York a couple of months ago with him. I think he was always interested in some of these ideas.
Okay, thanks.
Cool.
Super helpful.
Sorry, everyone. You know, welcome to Katie's coaching corner.
Sorry.
Thank you. Look, let's not keep you any longer. Look, as always, really good. I think we lost a couple along the way, but all good. I'm not going to be at FI tonight. I'm off to Bucharest tomorrow to spend time with another alumni over in Romania. So that should be fun. Hopefully some pierogi and some whatever, some Romanian beer and whatever else. Yeah, look, great to see you all. Thanks to Dick, as always. Thanks, Nelly, as always. Thanks, Kanar, for taking copious amounts of notes. And good on you. See you next week.
Thanks very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.